Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Christina. So today I'm going to be giving you my March wrap-ups. I did my wrap-ups a little differently today, so you'll definitely see in each slide I'm wearing something different or I look different. But yeah, I decided to do my wrap-ups a little differently this month, and you'll probably hear me mention that again in my next clip. But for the most part, I just wanted to let you guys know that my wrap-ups are going to be different because I feel like it's going to be easier for me to do them this way. Every time I finish my book, I want to get on camera and talk about my thoughts, my emotions, and my opinions right then and there, so that way you guys can get a full-on idea of what I read and how I felt about the book. So yeah, I feel like this was a little bit more easier for me to do instead of me trying to cram all the books in one video and I get scrambled with everything, because that's just how my mind works. But it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this style. Like I said, I think I'm going to be doing this way from now on because, like I said, it was just easier for me. But anyways, thank you guys for stopping by. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know down below if you've read any of these books and your thoughts on them. I really enjoyed my reads for this month. So yeah, let's see what I read for the month of March. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about this book that I just finished. It's called Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell. This is a twisted tale. I've never read any of these twisted tale stories before. I've always wanted to, so I decided to pick this one up as the first twisted tale. I'm definitely going to be picking more of these up. I really enjoyed this book. So we do follow Wendy, who has returned from Neverland, and it's been some years since she had been there. She's currently 16 in the book now. So she writes her Neverland experience in a journal. She sometimes thinks that they're just dreams that pop up in her mind while she's sleeping, but then she does remind herself that these are actual events that happen, that they're not dreams. So now that she's 16, it's starting to be a little bit more concerning to her parents, that they feel like she's still not in the state of mind that she should be in, being that she doesn't like or want things that girls her age want. And not only that, like, she is at the age where she is probably needing to think about her future when it comes to like husbands, but that's just something that she does not want in general. Her mother is very understanding when it comes to reading her fairy tales. Her mother actually thinks that she's very talented at her writing, and she really enjoyed what she had read in her notebook. But her father on the other hand is very conservative and just wants what's best for his daughter, and thinks that her getting sent away to Ireland to go assist with raising 3 other boys is the best way for her, not only for her to become more mature, but to also get her ready for when she is arranged to be married herself. So this really upsets Wendy, and it pushes her to the point of running away. So what she does is that she kind of summons Captain Hook, and she makes a bargain with him because Captain Hook obviously wants to get a hold of Peter Pan, and she has something of Peter's that might interest Captain Hook, and that is his shadow. So she makes a bargain with Captain Hook and pretty much tells him, I will give you Peter Pan's shadow. Obviously he doesn't want it if he hasn't come back for it, and it's been years and I haven't seen him and he hasn't come back for it, so he doesn't need it. You can have it if you get me to Neverland and back home. Then she soon discovers while she is on the ship that Captain Hook has that his plans are actually to kill Peter and destroy Neverland and pretty much just leave it all behind and sail off somewhere else to go and loot and do pirate things. And Wendy soon learns that that's just not the fate that she wants. Also, Captain Hook tells her, you never told me exactly where you wanted to go after you returned home. So he pretty much just told her that, yeah, as soon as you want to leave Neverland, you're gonna stay with me and be our mother is pretty much what he says. And she's just not off for it until Wendy meets a pirate named Zane, who happens to be on the ship with her. He helps her. He's kind of at a point where he is tired of Captain Hook and doesn't want to, he wants to leave all Peter Pan and all that nonsense behind, but Captain Hook is so obsessed with trying to ruin Peter Pan that he's willing to go at any lengths. So Zane helps Wendy by helping her escape off the ship, and he pretty much instructs Wendy to go and find Peter warn him, let him know what's going on. Throughout the whole story, that is what she is trying to do, is save Peter Pan and Neverland, and then also has to learn that not only is she gonna have to save Neverland, she has to go back home to London and figure out what her journey is next for her future, because she never planned to stay in Neverland forever. She just wanted to go for adventure, but with Captain Hook's plan, she has to save Neverland, Peter Pan, and also save herself and her home. I feel like this story was way longer than it needed to be, so I did rate this book a 4 out of 5 star. The only reason why I rated it a 4 out of 5 instead of a 5 out of 5 is because there were some unnecessary chapters in the story. I get it wanted to go into detail and a little bit of backstory, but I feel like this book was unnecessarily long, and if maybe it cut out a few of the chapters, I would have given this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I just felt like I was so ready to get to the plot and the action. I feel like this is a really good book to read. For my first time reading the Twisted Tales, I really enjoyed it. It was very different. I expected something totally different. I expected her to kind of like swap places with Peter Pan. I thought she was going to be like the Peter Pan of the story, but it just turns out that she was just there actually to save Neverland and Peter Pan. She was the hero in the story. So yeah, I enjoyed this book. If you guys are looking to pick this book up, I say go and pick it up. It's really good. Just other than the fact that it's unnecessarily long, I definitely enjoyed it. Hey guys, okay, so I am back with another wrap up, and I finished this book a few days ago. I just forgot to hop on and give you guys my thoughts about it. So this is the second time I've read this book already. I read it last year, and I decided to pick it up again because the second book just came out. I want to say it came out either in February or March. I don't remember, but I know it's recently come out. So I wanted to reread this and relive the whole story and just get a good feel of the story again, so that way whenever I hop into the second one, my mind is pretty fresh about what's going on. So yeah, it was just as amazing the first time. Reading it the second time was even more amazing. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. This is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Paul Prieto. This is about a girl named Veronica and Val. They're sisters. Veronica really wants to be a Phoenix Rider, but in this certain time era, Phoenix Riders are pretty much extinct due to the blood wars that happened with Valkyra and Feronia. Also, they are animages, which are magical people who can talk to animals. That's how they connect with animals. They can talk to them through their minds, their magic. And Veronica has a special, she's not only a animage, she is shadow magic, so it's a little bit more intense than she has more powers, I guess you can say. But yeah, so through her discovery on through her journey on wanting to become a Phoenix Rider, her sister Val happens to kill Zephoria, which is Veronica's Phoenix, and Veronica decides to go off on her own, and she just wants to leave her sister behind because she's tired of being her sister's puppet. So she wants to go out and do her own things. She just feels like she can't trust her sister anymore after doing that. So she also discovers that there are other Phoenix Riders out there, that they're not completely obliterated, and in order for her to go into the society, it's only boys allowed. So she becomes a boy. She has to become a boy, and this is how she finds herself at a standstill, because when she gets to the society that has the Phoenix Riders for boys only, she learns that there are no more Phoenix eggs, and you have to be sponsored, and it's just a bunch of bumps in the roads that she has to get through because she really wants to become a Phoenix Rider. She does what she needs to do to make sure she becomes one. So yeah, that is pretty much all I can tell you about this book without spoiling it for anybody that wants to read this. I feel like if you do want to read this book, pick it up. I definitely got like Mulan vibes, also because, you know, Mulan disguises herself as a man to go into the army to save her family. In this case, Veronica disguises herself as a boy to follow her own dreams because she does want to become a Phoenix Rider. But in this time, when she does discover this hidden society of other people training to be Phoenix Riders, they're only accepting boys, so she has to do what she has to do to be able to get accepted into the society. And yeah, not only is it full of beautiful phoenixes, magic as well. It's nice to get a feel of how the animages work their magic, and it's nice that they don't abuse it, which I really love. If you want to read this book, I say definitely read it. This is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Paprieto. So I'm back with the end of my wrap up for this month, and I completed Rapture by Lauren Kate. This is the 4th book in the series. We follow Luz and Daniel, and actually we read more about Luz discovering more about her curse. The last book, the 3rd book, it talks more about how she lived each life before the curse consumed her. And by that I mean, like, every time her and Daniel got somewhat close together is what she thought. That's when she would combust and like disappear and then reincarnate in another life. But then she soon realizes that it has nothing to do with them like necessarily like kissing and getting close, but it has everything to do about her discovering more and more about herself and why this curse was bestowed on them. So in this book we learn a lot about that, and she uncovers everything about herself and why the curse was put on her and Daniel. And it's just overall it just like blew me away. This is my 2nd time reading this book, and I couldn't wait for that moment when she finally like discovered who she truly was and why the curse was brought upon her and Daniel, and why they could never truly love one another. And now they had a chance, now they've found a chance to break that curse and really figure out a way to love each other without having to worry about Lucinda combusting and burning and forever being gone. So yeah, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it the 2nd time around, even reading it for the 2nd time. I will definitely be reading this series again. I do have 2 more books to the series. The next book is really like a novella to it, so it's not really necessarily like a to be continued from this. It's really like all the books in one, I guess. So this is really like the last the last book in the entire series. But the other one is a novella, and the second one is a book based on one of the main characters in this video. So in this book. So yeah, I kind of hope that Lauren Kate will bring out more books for the other characters that are very important in the story. But so far she's only written one of one of the main characters, and that one was really good as well, and I can't wait to reread that one. And I probably won't pick that one up anytime soon since this is the last of the series. But overall I enjoyed reliving this whole story, and it was just so much more better the 2nd time around. So yeah, Rapture by Lauren Kate. The next book that I finished for this month is All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. I have so many feelings about this book. Yeah, so we do deal with magic in the story, and we have 5 different types of magic. These are 5 different islands, a part of one big kingdom. It's the Iridian Kingdom, and those 5 magics are Erida, which are soul magic. Then we have Velucan, which is elemental magic. We have Marnute, which is enchantment magic. And then we have Khurana, which is mind magic. Kairos, which is time magic. Suntosu, which is restoration magic. And Zudo, which is a curse magic. So these are each islands that contain different type of magic. And our main character, Amara, she is a soul magic, so she's part of the Iridian magic island, and she has control over the soul. And also she is training to be the High Animancer, which is going to be a higher leadership role for her. Right now she's a current princess, and she will soon be moving up to queen status as soon as her father steps down. But before she has to do this, she has to prove to her kingdom that she is worthy of this position. So therefore she has to show what her magic can truly do in front of others. So they put on a big celebration for her, and this is her time to really show her kingdom that she is fit to rule, and what she has to do is show them how she can control her magic and what her magic can do. And what this is, they use their magic to punish those who are not going to be forgiven for the crimes they have committed. Sorry if you hear banging in the background. They are set to be executed, so it's her job to execute those who are not deemed for forgiveness. So in the celebration, this is her chance to show off her magic, like I said, if she is fit to rule. During this celebration, when it is her time to execute somebody, it goes very, very wrong, and her father has to pretty much throw her in prison because she has lost control of her magic, and it's what she did was pretty much against the law. And she, instead of executing them the right way, she pretty much tortured them in front of everyone, and that is against the law. So it possesses her father to throw her in prison for the time being. But while she's in prison, there is somebody awaiting her to help break her out of jail, and it's a pirate that comes to her aid because he also needs her help. So the pirate that she ends up getting saved by, or getting rescued, or who helps her escape, his name is Bastion, and he helps her to his ship. And soon this is where he talks to her about what's going on, and she doesn't believe him at first because she doesn't feel like what's going on is the truth. She feels like her father would never do something like that to their kingdom, that he's for the kingdom. But then she soon realizes that everything that he's been telling her is all the truth. So not only is she on the run to help him, she also wants to redeem herself in the process, to show her people that to prove to her people, well, that she's not a cruel monster that they see her as because of the situation. So yeah, it's a lot going into the book. I really enjoyed it. I did give this book a 5 out of 5 stars, even though I didn't like the ending. I felt like the ending was very flat. I felt like there could have been more to the ending, but yeah, that's my only critique, was that the ending was very flat, and I really felt like it should have been just something more to the ending. So yeah, if you're planning on reading this book, I say go for it. It has a lot of magic in it, and you do get to see each island and what they possess and how their magic works. We do discover about mermaids. We do see mythical creatures, or not mythical creatures, but we do, I guess you can call them mythical creatures. So mermaids, creatures of the deep, pirates, and then a very powerful lady leader. Amara is the strongest and bravest woman. I really enjoyed her character in this story, and yeah, like overall, like straight up girl power, because this female role in this whole entire book was very, very strong, and she's brave and just overall intelligent. And yeah, so if you are definitely wanting to pick this book up, I say go for it. It's really good. It's a very light read, very quick. You won't be disappointed, other than like the ending. At least for me, I was very disappointed with the ending because it felt very flat, but other than that, it was really good. So yeah, that is it for this month's wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed this little wrap up video that I did, and I hope you like the way I'm gonna probably be doing it from now on. I feel like it's easier for me to do it this way, but I will check you guys in the next one.